I've been creating commissioned artwork for about 7 years now, but it's only been in the past 18 months that I've started turning my hobby, which used to bring in a little extra money, into a small art business. In this video, I'd love to share what I've learned along the way and offer some helpful tips for anyone thinking about starting their own handmade business in 2025. I work with acrylics and oils, but I hope these insights will be useful to all kinds of makers, whether you're a pencil artist into ceramics, jewellery, or any other type of craft. If you've already launched your small business or you're planning to start one this year, then please let me know your business name and the types of things that you make in the comments below. I'd really love to follow you along on your journey. My first tip is to start small and risk-free. What I mean by this is don't feel the need to make a huge investment right away. When I first began, all I bought were a few basic supplies, some paints, a couple of canvases and a few paintbrushes, and I painted at my kitchen table after I'd finished work. As I sold my paintings, I reinvested a portion of that money into getting better tools and materials. This way I was able to grow without the pressure of a big upfront cost. It's also a great way to ease into it and see if you enjoy it, especially since the whole process can feel overwhelming at first. Don't worry, you don't need a ton of stuff to get started. My next tip is, if you haven't already, to choose your business name wisely and get all the online social media and other various accounts you can with it. Pick a name that feels right for your business, whether you use your own name like I've done or something that reflects what your business is about. Be careful not to choose something too specific, as it could limit you if you want to change things up down the road. For example, I'm a pet portrait artist, and whilst I could have chosen a name like Pet Portraits by Alex or Alex Paints Your Pets, that would have made it tricky if I ever wanted to branch out beyond pet portraits in the future. Once you have settled on a name, it's a great idea to create social media accounts with that name. Even if you don't plan on using them all right away, maybe you've already got a couple, but there are so many: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I would also definitely recommend creating a Pinterest business account as well. Whilst you might not need or want to set up a website if you're just starting out, I'd definitely recommend checking if the domain name matching your business name is available and getting it. It's usually pretty affordable. I think I pay around £20 a year for my alexgoddardart.com domain. Also, don't forget to set up an email address that matches your business name for consistency and making yourself look more professional. When it comes to finances, one of the best things you can do is set up a separate bank account for your business expenses and earnings. This just makes it so much easier to keep track of everything, and it's great for staying organised. If you're planning to offer commissions, or you are offering them already, then having a clear method for requesting payments from your clients is really important. For example, I charge a 30% deposit to book a slot in my commission calendar, and then I request the remaining balance when the painting is finished. In the past, I used to send invoices through PayPal, but their 5% commission fee was cutting into my profits. So I've now created an invoice template in Canva, and I send this directly to my clients for both the deposit and the final payments. This way, it's simpler and more cost effective. And as for legal requirements, you might need to register your business depending on the tax laws in your country. For example, in the UK where I'm based, you're required to register as a sole trader if you make more than £1,000 in a year. Last year was actually the first time that I hit this milestone, so I started to pay close attention to keeping proper records of both my income and expenses. I track everything on 2 separate spreadsheets, one that includes all the business related purchases I make, like buying canvases, paints and other materials, but also for things like transport costs when I go to and from craft fairs. It also covers larger expenses like the new computer monitor that I bought a couple of months ago, and my postage costs for shipping out commissions, and all the stamps that I use to send my greeting cards and bookmarks. I also make sure that I keep track of the money I earn from commissions, my Etsy shop, Skillshare tutorials, and now my money from AdSense. A huge tip I'd offer is to stay on top of recording everything as you go. If you wait too long to log your transactions, it can quickly become a daunting task, especially if you haven't set up a separate business bank account yet. The more organised you are, the easier it will be when tax season comes around. Don't underestimate the importance of identifying your target audience. My target audience is pet owners, but also people who paint or want to grow their creative passion into a business. So I have 2 target audiences, and YouTube is my go-to platform where I direct my content towards other small art business owners. But platforms like Instagram and Pinterest is where I have content that is more focused on what I offer in terms of advertising my commissions and other products that I make from my art. It's quite difficult to know what to post on Instagram sometimes. I definitely find this the most challenging social media platform to find success on, and it's something that I'm going to set a goal for this year. It's important to be mindful about where you want to focus your time and energy. As an artist, there's so many opportunities to earn money these days, and it can be tempting to try and do everything at once. But taking on too much can easily become overwhelming. So rather than juggling too many things, try to focus on 1 or 2 income streams in the beginning, or even within the first year. For me, building multiple income streams has been a gradual process, and I now have 6 different ways I earn money. Commissions, selling products on my Etsy shop, attending craft fairs, teaching on Skillshare, earning through AdSense on YouTube, and affiliate marketing. That said, these streams can evolve over time. For example, I might decide to pause commissions 1 year to focus on something else, or I may choose to put more energy into a current stream or even explore new ones. The beauty of being an artist is that your options are always open, and you can shift your focus as your needs and goals change. This is one of those things that everyone talks about, and honestly, I used to cringe every time I heard someone say it too, but the truth is, it really does make a big difference. Setting goals. The key is to set goals when it feels right for you, not just because it's January the 1st. You can break your goals down into smaller chunks of time that make sense for your life. It doesn't have to be a huge annual goal. Having clear, achievable goals with specific time frames can help you to stay focused and prevent you from getting sidetracked with things that weren't even part of your original plan. For example, one of my goals is to limit myself to taking on only 2 commissions per month. That's a number I know I can manage without feeling too overwhelmed. If I don't stick to that, I risk losing time for another goal that I'm working on. By setting these boundaries, I can make sure I'm giving enough attention to each part of my business without spreading myself too thin. So while it might feel a little uncomfortable at first, having goals in place really does help keep everything in balance. My final tip is to take breaks. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and want to do everything all at once, especially when you start seeing those little wins. For me, seeing progress just makes me want to work even harder and longer, but I've learned that it's really important to step away from both my art and my business every now and then. Right now, I'm lucky to have a young family, so I get to spend a lot of quality time with them, whether it's going on days out or taking them to their clubs after school. Those breaks away from work are incredibly refreshing. I find that taking a step back actually helps me to come back to my work feeling more energized and motivated, and I have a lot of new, fresh ideas and renewed enthusiasm. I just had a few weeks off over Christmas and I couldn't wait to get back to my studio. So don't underestimate the power of a good break. It can make all the difference in keeping your creativity and motivation high.